entrepreneurship is all about I can speak or I can talk, and then what in entrepreneurship? So I thought one thing which normally people or young people get stuck up is how to identify a good business opportunity. So that is what motivated me to talk about entrepreneurship, and particularly within this domain, how to identify a good business opportunity, because some of you might go to businesses, and I hope after the lecture I am able to motivate more people to become entrepreneurs rather than become managers. I have divided my talk in three interrelated segments. First, I'll talk about the framework of opportunity identification. Second part will be to explain how to zero in on opportunity. And third part will be if you have to become, why should you become entrepreneur at all? I mean, is it something a viable option? Is a good career? So what entrepreneurs contribute? Why should they become entrepreneur? And what it means to become entrepreneur? And in this process, I will also share with you some of the very innovative cases. I will say cases because on each I will be spending about half a minute or 1 minute, and I will give you reference of the book which contains 15 such cases of agribusiness entrepreneurs, which were published about a year back. So where to begin with? When we talk of business opportunity or any opportunity, to my mind, it emerges from a change, a social change. If society does not change, it does not demand any new thing, then there won't be any business opportunity, because everything is static. And in a static world, you do not normally get to see that how many opportunities are there and who is to take these opportunities and how do you go about it, because it is static world. Now, what I'm talking about is that since society changes, it leads to disruptions, and disruptions particularly in terms of discontinuities, because things are continuing. Once some change takes place, some discontinuities emerge. From those discontinuities, some people want to fill in that gap. I mean, talking of the overall framework, I will come to agri businesses a bit little later. So once there are some gaps because of the change, even in lifestyle, in income, in technology, look at the way mobiles have changed our lives, and every day new app or new use of mobile keeps on coming up in the market. So these disruptions lead to a lot of opportunities. Now, once you have opportunities, what is the next? Next is the person who has to take up these opportunities. And the person which we call entrepreneur, which we'll discuss later on, which comprises of basically three elements. First, anybody who wants to become entrepreneur should have adequate knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge is acquisition and retention of facts and information in your brain somewhere, which you pull out when it is necessary. One could get it from books, from discussions, from classrooms, from films, from traveling, from market, anywhere. I mean, the huge arena from where you acquire knowledge. But knowledge itself is not enough. You may have, for example, you may have tremendous knowledge of swimming. You must have read 20 books or 30 books. And then you jump in a river. You know what will happen, because you have just read, and river might not know what you have read. So for this, you need skills. Skills is a set of actions, systems, which lead to a superior performance. Now, if you have acquired skill and knowledge, still one thing is missing to become entrepreneur, and that is fire in the belly. If you don't have fire in the belly, you won't become entrepreneur. Look at me. I have fairly good knowledge of entrepreneurship. Fairly good. I'm not very good, but fairly good. I have reasonably decent knowledge of management and how to go about it, how to do strategic management and everything. I have very good, reasonably good knowledge and reasonably good skills, managerial skills. But what I don't have that fire in the belly, which makes people, that forces them to become entrepreneur. So what is happening? I'm teaching entrepreneurship. I keep on making cases, those who make money. I keep on making cases and they keep on making money. So there are two different facts, So you need at least a tripod, we call. You need knowledge, you need skills, and you need aptitude, that killing instinct, that aptitude, that which drives you, which forces you to become entrepreneur, take that risk. So once you have all these ingredients, immediately you shift to resources. Then do you have resources to materialize your vision? You have good idea. You have a lot of fire in the belly. You want to become an entrepreneur because you have knowledge, you have skills. Now you talk of resources. So unless you have resources, you probably cannot proceed further. Resources in terms of capital, in terms of human resources, in terms of workers, in terms of technology, in terms of markets. I mean, all those things. So where are resources? So mustering resources. Once you muster resources like capital and everything and human resources, then you can materialize your dream and become entrepreneur. So this is the entire process, but this process started from social change or economic change or political change. Something changed which led to some kind of gap, some kind of discontinuity. And that discontinuity was fulfilled by some people who could visualize it as an opportunity, and they converted this opportunity into a business proposition, and they became successful entrepreneurs. This is what the entire so-called model of entrepreneurship or successful model of entrepreneurship all about. But when we talk of opportunity, quite a few students used to come to me when I was in ETI. Okay, sir, tell me an opportunity which is very viable. It is excellent. The moment I start this business, people come and make a queue for my product. This product should have no competition. This should have very little investment. This should have something like 50% ROI. It should have huge profitability. And it should not be perishable. It should have long shelf life. And it should have very long period of survival in the market, no substitute for a long time. So tell me some such product I would like to go. Then I answer them only one thing, that gentlemen, such kind of products do not exist. If I have such product in my mind, I will not be sitting in EDI. I would have taken that opportunity myself. Because such opportunities don't exist. That's why people say that entrepreneurs take calculated risk. What is that calculated risk? Look at it. They have fairly good idea of markets. They have fairly good idea of technology. They have fairly good idea of workers, how their workers are going to work. They have fairly good idea about their manpower. They have fairly good idea about the costing, about the pricing, about availability of raw material, everything. They know reasonably well. But what they do not know what will happen to government policies. They may change overnight. What will happen to somebody who comes up with a new product which is better than my product? Somebody is able to sell cheaper his product than my product. Some more innovative products can come. Sometimes there could be war and there could be disruptions in supply of raw material. Now, I don't have my raw material now. There is a huge policy change and labor strike takes place, and I'm not able to supply my customers. So these are the risks which are not under my control. So every entrepreneur has two kinds of risk. One is which are internal to the firm. So those factors which are internal to the firm, entrepreneur has reasonably good control. But those which are external to the firm, which relate to environment, which related to government policies, which relate to competitors, which relate to raw material supply, which relate to technological changes, those entrepreneurs do not have control over. And that is what the risk they are taking. The way, for example, the interest rates might change all of a sudden. Now you have worked out your profitability at certain rate of interest. And interest all of a sudden jack up, go high. Your entire project proposal goes for a 6. You're not able to do anything. But that is the risk which you took. So there are unknowns which entrepreneurs do take risk. And that is why we always say that entrepreneurs are risk takers, but they are not gamblers. They take calculated risk because most of the things they know. Internal factors internal to the firm, they know they have control over them. Only thing is that they do not have control over the factors which are external to firm, and that is what the risk they take. So that is the calculated risk. It's not a gambler's risk. You put 3 cards and keep on putting money, and when somebody shows it, you either win or lose millions of dollars in seconds. No, entrepreneurs don't do that. So when we say that a venture is a product of good opportunity and a reasonably strong entrepreneur, so there are two segments. One is opportunity, another is the person who takes up this opportunity. So when opportunity, we say, how does it emerge? It is need of the society. So first thing is there should be need. We should be required by the society. That disruption should call for some product, some service. So society need is necessary. Then there should be resources which should be available in environment. If resources are not available, this need cannot be fulfilled. And third is capability of entrepreneur. So this becomes a kind of good entrepreneurial opportunity. Out of this, if anything is missing, this opportunity will not be taken up. And this will remain in need. If entrepreneurs are not there, unless government chips in, this will not be, the triangle is not complete. If society does not need it, resources could be there, entrepreneur could be there, opportunity, it will not be converted into opportunity. An entrepreneur is there, society, social need is there, but resources are just not available. Again, it will not happen. So when we talk of trends and discontinuities, what kind of trends we are talking about? Trends are important, and from those trends, trends lead to discontinuities, lead to new kind of opportunities. So technical advancement, as technology proceeds, as it changes, it leads to new kind of demand for new products and new services. Now come to think of those days when people did not have mobile. Introduction of mobile, it was initially substitute for your landline. But now, over a period of time, if you forget your mobile at home, you feel so uncomfortable because this technological advancement has changed your lifestyle. And since it has changed your lifestyle, you demand every day new addition, to its features. So this is the demand which is there. So there is an opportunity. A lot of people come and fulfill this opportunity. Infrastructure. As infrastructure gets built up, a lot of services, lot of products come in the market. If it is not developed, you know much better than what happens as in agriculture. Infrastructure is a very poor state. There's no cold chain, the lack of good cold storages, no proper adequate market linkages. Despite each of all and all this, I mean, they are great things, but there are a lot of gaps in infrastructure. A lot of farmers keep on crying that they're not able to reach out to big markets or right in markets because there's no infrastructure available with them. Foreign trade. Now in agriculture, you have a lot of restrictions on foreign trade. Government decides what you can export and what you cannot export. So that is a kind of gap. If you have market, but you don't have government policies, you will not be able to take up that opportunities. Agriculture scenario, what the kind of pricing is, the MSP government announces, what is the productivity, how much is the production, how good seeds you get, how good irrigation system, how good pre-harvest, harvest and post-harvest activities are taking place. And these things will tell you where are the gaps. And those gaps become opportunity. Institutional purchases, I talked about MSP and how much government, I mean, it says the government hardly buys 8 million tons out of 28 million tons which you produce, but nevertheless, it does buy. Then wastage and shortages. Now, I was surprised because of this lecture, I was looking at some of the reports and I was astonished to notice, which you will know these numbers, that about 92,000 crore worth of food products, the food, grains and everything, and food and fruits items, they get wasted in this country. And you know that you have 20% of the population, which is close to 300 million people are hungry in this country. So 300 people are hungry on this in this country. It measures 68th hungriest nation out of 78 on International Hunger Index. And despite this, we have 92,000 crore rupees worth produce wasted in this country. I mean, it's such a huge disruption and huge discontinuity. This simple thing itself throws up millions of opportunities. Hundreds of opportunities. This simple wastage, right from pre-harvesting to post-harvesting, if you look at the area of activities and how this wastage takes place, particularly post-harvesting period, I mean, one could come up with a lot of solutions. It could be technology solutions, it could be transport, it could be cold chain, it could be good roads, it could be good train facilities, it could be consumer awareness and whatnot. But look at these factors, how they really disrupt the whole chain. And then comes social media, this social change, the social media. I mean, today, you know that everybody in village is linked to US, to China, to Japan, because of this social media. Now, it also means that this person becomes aspirational. This person starts demanding new products, which some 20 years back, I would not know what is pizza and pasta and zucchini. And my God, I mean, it is only 2-3 years back I started knowing what is zucchini. I didn't know. What's the difference between red, green, and yellow capsicum? For me, everything is capsicum and is green. That's it. So With social media, the exposure, it has whole lot of things has changed and the demand pattern has changed. Now you get cheese from Europe in Ahmedabad markets. The products which I never heard they're available in Ahmedabad market and people have been using because they want to make some Italian product or Mexican. So this social media exposure and along with this international exposure of foreign travels. A lot of people go abroad and they come back, they have exposure there of their own trips and they come back with that information. Then incomes, increasing incomes. Because of increasing incomes, lot of new products are in demand. Earlier, you were happy if you had roti, dal, sabzi. And chawal in Western UP was luxury. In Eastern UP, chawal, dal, sabzi. That's it. But today, as income has increased, I was looking at some reports. There is a huge demand for eggs. There's a huge demand for fruits and vegetables. This demand has gone by 30% in the last 5 years. Earlier, fruits means, apple means when somebody is sick, that person will be given apple. And now every middle class family has a basket full of apples everywhere. So demand has changed. Now, if demand has changed because of rising incomes, naturally supply has to be created. Now, the demand will create its own supply. So if it is not adequate within the country, we will import. So you see a lot of apples with stickers in Australian apples and European apples and all those things in the market. Then migrant population. When people go from Bihar, Chhattisgarh, and go to Punjab, go to Rajasthan, they come to Gujarat, for example. They go to Kerala. Now, the migrant population has a very different character. They migrate to other place, but they are stuck to their own culture and their own food habits. I mean, a person who migrates from Bihar doesn't take easily to Kerala cuisine. He will still want to eat sattu in the morning. Now, if there is a demand for sattu, there will be people who will supply sattu right there. So migrant population also has led to a lot of ready-made foods and all that. Aging population. As our longevity is increasing, we have a lot of old people. And those old people have to be given different kind of food. For this, you have huge market for new products. Working parents, they have no time for cooking elaborate things in the house. So what they do, go and pick up bread, go and pick up some ready-made food, go and pick up ready to eat and heat up and eat. And nuclear family, same thing. So these are social changes which have brought a lot of disruptions, and every disruption has thrown up a lot of opportunities which relate to agribusiness. So the key steps in opportunity creation is, when we talk about on the basis of what they discussed, that first is we have to generate a promising idea. How it is to be generated, I will come a little later. Converting this idea into a venture. And this innovative idea could be generated by observation and reasoning as well as creativity. So here, innovation versus adoption, there is a debate, innovation versus adoption, because it is always argued that entrepreneurs are innovative. And if you don't have innovation, you are not a good entrepreneur. But there is a continuum between innovation and adaptation. I tell you, in the world, innovations take place only 0.0001%. Remaining are imitations. Look at any product anywhere. How many innovations you see and how many imitations you see. So there is a synthesis between invention and innovation. And that is why there are two kinds of innovations which are talked about normally. One is incremental, step by step. One thing is manufactured or developed, you add something to it, you adapt something more. And so like mobile, it started with telephony, it started with then SMS, then WhatsApp, then film, then photography, then shooting, then data, then I mean, now you see there are mobiles which check your pulse and blood pressure, and they inform your doctor also. So this is incremental. It didn't happen overnight. But creation of mobile from landline was not incremental. It was leapfrogging or disruptive, which you call leapfrogging technology. So you are here, you jump, make a big leap, big jump, and create a new product, which is just not in existence. So there are two kinds of typologies, but most of the typologies will be incremental. I mean, for example, disruptive will be some food, somebody makes some food that you take one tablet once a day and it meets all your nutrition value. Those who go to NASA, if you have been to NASA, they sell you the food which aeronauts eat up there in the space. So they said that you just eat this much of food and it will meet all your requirements. This is disruptive or leapfrogging innovation. But you have now ready to eat kind of things. It is not disruptive, it is incremental, because everybody is adding some new feature to it and supplying to the market. So that is incremental. So opportunities are two types, incremental and disruptive, and categories are, you can have opportunities either in product, you create new product which will be by and large incremental or disruptive, which will be disruptive or leapfrogging. Then process, you have same product but you change the process of manufacturing. So that is also called innovation. Third is new market, you have product, it is being manufactured in US. Now you explore Indian market, so it is also market innovation. Then new source of raw material. Same product, but use new raw material. For example, at one time, to contain or retain water, you had pitchers, earthen pitchers, you know. From there, what was the next? You came to tin buckets. Same use, material changed. From tin buckets, you came to plastic buckets. Same use, same product, raw material changed. I don't know what will come next. So when you have new source of raw material, then new organizational form. New organization, when you create new organization, I mean in agri sector, I think most innovative organizational form has been Amul. There's a fabulous story where, just to help farmers, entire organization was created and became the biggest in the world. I mean, it's number second largest milk producer in the world now. So this is what categories, and this also has to customization in the sense that you ask people to make products which will meet your requirements. I mean, not agriculture, but I can tell you in sports you have different t-shirts like cricket t-shirts and football and all those. So they're customized. Number 10, Tendulkar will be number 10, so all the jerseys will be number 10. Like. So customized products. And in food also, you can create customized products. I mean, there are restaurants who say, make your own product. Make your own pizza. Is customization. This is a new category which is added. So I go to eat, I go for some pizza, and they say, you can make your own pizza. So you can decide what ingredients you want to put. You can put those ingredients, and so customization, it you like it because you get it to your taste, and you don't mind paying money because incomes have increased, and you have somebody along, and so this is kind of customization, which is also part of opportunity which restaurants can have. Then okay, I will have products which are customized. You want a particular kind of thali or thing, I will serve you particular kind of thali. So now if you look at product market mix, the one side is product and the other side is market. So there is existing product and existing market. That is highly competitive space. But product is existing and extension of existing market, because market was not saturated, so you enter, and then as the product is existing and market is completely new, you go to some place where this product is not used. Similarly, modified products, same thing, and completely new. So highest potential and highest risk is completely new product and completely new market. So here, if you succeed in completely new product, if you come up with a new product and address completely new market, you are the killer. You can make, so the first, this one, existing product, existing market where competition is very high, margins will be very, very low. Here, new product and new market, margins will be very high. Risk will be high, of course, because there is no risk here. Existing, both are existing. But here, completely new product and new market, risk will be high, but rewards will also be very, very high. So how you select a right kind of opportunity is, first, you identify business and personal goals. Whether you have this fire in you, want to do it or not. And nobody will be interested in every product. Somebody will be interested in supplying insurance policies. Somebody will be interested in supplying seeds. Somebody will be interested in supplying agriculture machinery and tools and implements. Also the models. So you have to identify your interest, and a business opportunity on the basis of all those which I discussed earlier. Then research your favorite area. Once you identify opportunity, you research whether there is a market or not, whether there is a demand or not, whether things are available for backward linkages and forward linkages. So that research you do. Then identify a segment in that field. Identify what are the problems, why other people did not enter into it. Are you the only one who could think about? Or earlier people have tried about it, they gave up. So brainstorm what are the problem areas, and compare positive solutions with your objective and opportunity in the market, and focus on most promising area. So opportunity test will be, are you solving a current need? If there is no need, sorry, you will not be able to. Sorry? So if you're not solving any current need, there won't be demand. Even if there is trying to solve the need, you have to look at, can it be solved? If there is need, but if it can't be solved, don't waste your time, give up. If you don't have technical competence, don't worry, because technical competence can be hired. But here, you have to look at whether it could be solved. Are there consumers, they feel problem is important, and are they willing to pay for it? If yes, will it lead to a profitable business? If yes, then is the context favorable? Policies, finance, technology, all these things are favorable or not? If yes, you have answers to yes to all these opportunities, all these tests, then you are up. I think I will So acid test for dropping opportunities, when you should not take opportunity, which is not the opportunity. Those for which present local demand is too small, don't do that. Which are not environmental friendly, don't do that. Require feeder industry which was underdeveloped, I'll avoid that. Those require substantial export markets because domestic market is not there, avoid that. Those which do not fit into national plan, I'll be careful. Those for which factors of production are either not available or difficult to access, raw material kind of thing, I will avoid. And in short, that do not have any competitive advantage, I'll not go for such opportunities. So you have an opportunity if you are creating value, if you have necessary technical and business skills. As I told you, knowledge, skill, and aptitude. If you have committed to and you're passionate about it, so you have knowledge, you have skill, and you have aptitude. You have killing instinct. You have and can attract resources, including human resources. Your enterprise can make profit in this. Yes, and those could be in pre-harvesting, harvesting, and post-harvesting. Any which you find interesting, you can enter into business. I had some slides which I will like to just skip, and I'll skip this also. What I would like to, I have just 3-4 minutes, I think, 4-5 minutes. I'll just wrap up. Then, an entrepreneur and a manager. My dear friends, most of you are in the management course. You're not an entrepreneurship course, but some of you might become entrepreneur. I would like to ask you one question. I mean, have you seen CV of a manager? The manager will always say, in 1998, I did this. 2004, I did this. 2008, I did this. 2018, I did this. All past glory. Nothing to talk about future and talk to entrepreneur. Entrepreneur will ask he will be excited about what? Oh, I'm going to make investments here. I'm going to expand my company. I'm going to diversify. I'm going to make this new product. With this new product, I'm starting in the market, but huge potential is there. So this entrepreneur will talk future. And manager will talk past. Important is you want to look in future or you want to look at your past after 15-20 years. Number two, you talk to managers in a company. Finance, you ask a finance manager, what would you like to tell me why market is not picking up? He will say, don't talk to me, talk to finance, marketing manager. You talk to production manager, why finances are not good? This person will tell you, go and talk to finance manager. And finance manager will not know anything about production or about market. All these managers, line managers, their view is like tunnel view. On the other hand, you have entrepreneur. He will have information on everything. What is happening in market, what is happening in finance, what is happening in production line, whether raw material has arrived or not, whether there is a new market or new technology. All these things, this entrepreneur will know. And once he knows, he will instruct each to behave in a particular fashion, to do particular things and take action as he wants. So what is entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is like a puppeteer. You know, you puppet? The puppeteer moves his fingers and all the puppets dance as he wants. So entrepreneur is a puppeteer and managers are puppets. Nothing more, because they can't take any decision against the vision and will of the entrepreneur. So what I'm saying is, choice is yours. You want to be puppet or you want to be puppeteer. Now, if you want to be puppeteer, God bless you. But for puppeteer, you take decision, make big, and today you may start small, but down the line, 25, 30 years, you will be somewhere else. And your colleagues who are in management school, your peer group, your classmates, those who have opted for manager, they will be senior manager, DGM, GM, and all those things, is still working as puppets of some puppeteer. And here you will be puppeteer yourself, where a lot of people will be dancing on the tune which you see. And that is why at the end, I would like, I'll tell you two, three quick stories. What kind of opportunities people have taken? One is Irgos micro warehousing, Kishore Jha and his friend Praveen in Bihar. They have started micro warehouses in villages where they say that we will give you warehousing facilities right at the doorstep, the farmhouse. And they have also come up with credit card. So you can put your crop there, small farmers can do it, and they get a credit card equivalent to the quantity they have put in the warehouse. They can withdraw money whenever they like. And he is providing very modest rates, all these facilities. The other milk mantra of Shri Kumar Mishra in Odisha is he has set up a dairy, a private dairy, which is now catering to 55,000 farmers. Agri Shri Dr. Biksham, who is now he has come up with a sapling of sugar cane, which is second largest crop after textiles. And this sugar cane, his saplings, he takes to farmers, and it has saved a lot of water and a lot of time. Flybird, Satish and Dayanand, they have innovated a control irrigation. So from the house, you can set up when you want to start your irrigation in the field. So overnight, you don't have to stay at the farmhouse. SkyMet, Jatin, weather forecasting, you can just Google all these things, Fresh produce, Anjane, he's created a supply chain of linking farmers with market. And Safe Harvest, Madhavan, he also links farmers with markets. So there is a book, and I will strongly recommend this book, Farming Futures, Emerging Social Enterprises in India. This is edited by Ajit Kanetkar and Sambhu Prasad from IRMA. Ajit Kanetkar is a consultant. This is published by Authors Upfront. Everybody who is in agri business, I think, must read it. It's a fascinating story the fascinating stories of 15 entrepreneurs who are into agri business, but very innovative products and very new way to do things. This will give you a lot of insights how entrepreneurs really work. And at the end of this, I would like you to read this statement. It is not the critic who counts, nor the observer who watches from a safe distance. Wealth is created only by doers in the arena who are marred with dirt, dust, blood, and sweat. These are producers who strike out on their own, who know high highs and low lows, great devotion, and who extend themselves for worthwhile causes. Without exception, they fail more than they succeed. And appreciate this reality even before venturing out on their own. But when these producers of wealth fail, they at least fail with style and grace. And their gut soon recognizes that failure is not only a resting place, not a place in which to spend a lifetime. Their place will never be with those nameless souls who know neither victory nor defeat, who receive weekly paychecks regardless of their weekly performance. I mean, managers who are hired hands in the labor in somebody else's garden. These doers are producers, and no matter what their lot is at any given point, any given moment, they will never take a place beside the takers. For there is a unique place alone under the sun. They are entrepreneurs. So with this beautiful stanza, I will complete my presentation, and now I will be open for question answer session.
Thank you. Thank you. Such a wonderful lecture and insights into entrepreneurship from your vast experience. And I have seen you from a close context, and I saw how meticulously you have achieved many things for all of us. And you being a mentor to all of us, touching the lives of many across the country in various issues and challenges. Sir, just as a part of this, sir, I would like to ask one question to you, sir, for our students, sir.
Sure.
Basically, sir, I just want to know how our student, being a student of Agri Business Institute, should try to become an entrepreneur, and how they can benefit from taking such risks. Can you, sir, throw some light into this?
See, this is what the whole lecture was all about. That first thing is that they should identify. First thing is that they should decide they want to become entrepreneur. This is the first stage. If they do not, please remember, everybody can't become entrepreneur. For entrepreneur, you must have that fire in the belly. And if you don't have that fire, please don't enter into this area. It is tough. It is frustrating. It is difficult, but it is highly rewarding. And rewards don't come easily. Rewards don't come from day one. There is a struggle. So if you are willing to struggle, if you are willing to work hard, if you are willing to be on your own, and ultimately if you want to become a puppeteer, not a puppet, first thing is look at the market, identify gaps, identify opportunity, do opportunity identification study, and once you have identified product, then you talk of resources, that from where resources are available. There are a lot of government schemes from NABARD, for example. I mean, I will say that IRGOS is a beautiful model. People can just start small warehouses. There's a group of, and mind you, these 15 cases they were talking about, all the 15 people are MTech, IITians, IIM graduates, business management graduates, been in America or UN or worked very high positions and left everything and wanted to become entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs. So there is sky is the limit. But first thing is decide you want to become something. And once you have decided, identify a good product. Look at the viability, feasibility of the product in terms of economics, in terms of technology, in terms of finance, in terms of market, in terms of competitors. And so prepare a business plan. What I'm saying is that once you have identified a product, in prima facie, it looks exciting, it looks viable, it looks profitable, then prepare a business plan. And with this business plan, you look at, because for every product, there are specialized agencies which are giving loan. For example, if you talk about warehouses and all those things, NABARD will be very happy to give you loan, money, through banks. So the banks will be very happy if you want to enter into food processing. And a product is new, it has market. A lot of banks will be very happy to give you money. And then you start organizing technology and sourcing technology, sourcing land, sourcing workers, and then you set up your enterprise, struggle for some time in the market, and ultimately you make it big. So this is what, and you now look at advantages of which you have. You have knowledge of market, knowledge of products, knowledge of demand patterns, everything. You have skills. You have managerial skill. All the management skills, finance, marketing, HR, OP, and you name it. You have that. If you have that aptitude, that killing instinct, the tripod is ready with you. It is a matter of making a move. So make a move. Become a puppeteer. Don't become puppet. This is what my call will be. Yeah, Neelandu.
Yes, sir. Sir, there is another question. Basically, just I would like to share that most of the people in our institute, they are also from farming backgrounds and all,
Yeah.
and many of them are also interested to do something in their own areas and all. So, I just want your suggestion that how they could find some innovation which can address the need or demand or want in their local areas. So what could they do basically to identify such things in their areas?
Just go there, keep your eyes and ears open, look at where the disruptions and discontinuities are. Discontinuities, first you have to classify what you are looking at. You are looking at pre-harvesting, harvesting, or post-harvesting. Post-harvesting will be right from markets to food processing. Harvesting is irrigation, water management, weather, and all those things. But giving right kind of fertilizer at right kind of time. And pre-harvesting will be seeds, fertilizers, uh, plowing the land and irrigation systems, all those things. So look at where are the disruptions, where are those gaps. There is, I'm sure there won't be a complete chain which will be there. There must be some links, either they're not there or they will be weak. Focus on those. Second thing is, if you think that pre-harvesting is doing very fine, is harvesting okay? How about micro irrigation? How about putting solar panels on the farm itself and creating power to run your micro irrigation systems? What about look at Anil Gupta? You know, I don't know whether you know him or not. Because Anil Gupta has Sasti is an organization. They came up with 3-wheel tractor, which is very good for very, very small size of land. And you know, 98%, 94% farmers have less than 2 hectares of land. So for such a small tractor, which can take, which can be moved within with a very small turning, you know, where is the gap? Do you have labor problem, serious labor problem? Can you identify and devise some labor saving technology? So first thing is that you will have to go and map out each and every activity. Just each from beginning, you are given free just land, a land where nothing is growing. Now, what will be the first activity? What will be the second activity? What will be third activity, fourth activity, fifth activity? Complete chart of 200 activities. Whatever a farmer has to perform to grow, harvest, and take it to market and food processing. If you plot on a sheet of paper, you will be able to identify what are the weak linkages, what are the gaps. Work on those gaps and weak linkages, and then come up with new solutions. Not that people would have not have tried, but they might have failed. Identify why did they fail. So once you do that, I think it should not be very, very difficult because I'm sure agriculture is full of discontinuities. There is no full value chain. Either it is transport, or it is cold storage, or it is cold chain, or it is cold trucks and small tractors or hiring of equipment. I mean, maybe you have very small pieces of land. Why not to motivate your relatives to come together and do a kind of common joint farming operations, at least for tilling the land by tractor, by irrigation. So if you have about 50 acres of land or 50 hectares of land, probably you could do a lot more. Or think that on that small piece of land, can you go for hydroponic activities, greenhouses? Can you grow exotic vegetables? Can you go floriculture? So there are so much of options, that I'm amazed by the people who are doing that. I mean, my daughter was trying to set up a hydroponic farm on just 1,000 by 1,000 square feet, square yard piece. She said, I will make it profitable. So sky is the limit. Agriculture today is in such a phase where agri business holds one of the brightest futures in any industry I know of. Only thing is your commitment, fire in the belly. You have knowledge, you have skills. Provoke yourself, burn that fire, which will not let you sleep. As I don't know, probably Modi said that, sapne bone, not those dreams which you see during night, but those dreams which don't let you sleep. So see those dreams which won't let you sleep, which will provoke you, which will generate hunger in you. Go ahead. But don't do it half-hearted. Doing half-hearted will be disastrous. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Nothing is lost. But important is that the tripod, knowledge, skill, and aptitude, has good balance in you. Opportunities are umpteen there. Just plot them on a paper, activity by activity, and see what activity is done properly, what activity is not possible, what activity is difficult, what activity is very weak. Identify opportunity at your farm, and I'm sure most of the farmers will be facing that. So provide solutions to that problem. Simple. Yeah, Neil.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I just request if any of the faculty member would also like to ask questions. Professor Ramakrishna, Professor Shrikant, if you would like to ask some questions.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I've got one question.
Please.
So this is regarding the impact of COVID on food business. What has been the impact of COVID on food business?
Look, initially when it was a total lockdown, it suffered quite a bit. But post-lockdown, I think that one of the things which is booming even today is food business, be it food processing. And now that people are now high demand for, I mean, even during that period when things were open, at least milk and bread and biscuits, they were in huge demand. So I think it has not suffered much, unlike other businesses. It has, I mean, of course, since market was not that good. But overall, I mean, except that prices went up for agri products like vegetables and fruits, because of disruptions, prices went up, of course. But I don't think it took as big hit as maybe automobile or textiles or retail shops. No. So it has been somewhat benign on food processing industry. Yep.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir, for being with us, sharing your knowledge and time with us, sir. We will expect you, next time also, whenever we are conducting such programs and also.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thanks a lot to everyone for attending this session. Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.